Right guys, welcome back. So in this video we're going to use a scene management system which basically allows us to set up like the end of a level. So we will hit an object, and because we've hit that object it will load the next scene for us. Think about this as like, you know, a door out of that level to the next level. We're going to go into this in a little bit more detail in the next video because we'll be looking at start screens and stuff. So this is like an introduction to that, and then we'll go into it in a bit more detail. So anyway, to start with, if we are jumping in between scenes, the first thing we're going to need is another scene. So I've renamed my scene level 1, which I think was sample scene before. I had a bit of a disaster with the last video. I basically finished recording and forgot to save all my changes, so I had to kind of rebuild it. So currently we've got level 1. If I hit Control D, it will duplicate, and because it's level 1, it'll then create it and say level 2. If it doesn't say that, just press F2 and you'll have the option to rename it. So I'm staying in level 1 at the minute. If we go to level 2, it's exactly the same. The only reason you know it's changed is because it says it up here. So you can see level 1, level 2. Just to make life easier, what I'll probably do is on level 2, I'll just delete a lot of the stuff out that we've got in already. So we know that we switched. So if I save that, and then I go back to level 1. So as usual with everything, we've got the scene set up, but I'm going to add a sprite in to kind of be the door to the next level. So as usual, I'm probably going to stick to the fact that we're using squares for a lot of things. So there we go. I'm going to make this quite big, and I'm going to make sure I can actually see it on the screen by changing the Z and changing the order in layer. So cool. So if I just call this level end, and also I'm going to add a tag for level end. Make sure you know what you capitalize when you do this, because remember, in the code for tags we need to make sure we reference it exactly how it is. So the other thing we need to obviously add to this is a box collider, because we need to set up that trigger system. We need to know that we've hit a level end and go from there. So in terms of what we've set up here, in Engine we're not far off done. The only thing we need to look at is something we've not looked at before. If you go to File and go to Build Settings, you can see we've got this thing going on, which might look a little bit confusing, but here is the scenes in our game. So you can see that I haven't got any scenes in this, so I just want to drag my scenes in. Level 1, level 2, and you need to make note of this here. This is what you call a build index. So level 1 is 0 and level 2 is 1. So that can get confusing. If you think about it, normally your start screen would be 0, so that level 1 would be 1, level 2 would be 2, and so on and so forth. That's going to be quite important, so we will come back to that in a little bit. So anyway, so the next thing we need to do is we need to create a script that's, it's a weird one. It's going to be a script that's on the level end, but it's triggered by the player. Obviously we know how it's going to be triggered. It's going to be triggered by a tag system, like we've triggered everything before. So C# script, and I'm going to call it level transition. I forgot to spell how to spell transition for a second then. So let's go into this. So the first thing I'm going to do is, normally we start by putting variables in, don't we? I'm actually going to start by putting a directive in. So at the top, using Unity Engine dot, there we go, and it's already given it me scene management semicolon, because we're utilizing something within scene management. So we're going to have a function set up here for public void load next scene, and I'm also going to set a variable up for a public int next level. What you'll notice here is obviously my variable is public, but also my function's public. Because I'm going to be calling this from another script, I need to make sure that it's public or I won't be able to. So in here, I am just going to reference scene manager dot load scene, and in brackets I am just going to put next level and end with a semicolon. So the way that this works is exactly how it looks. We just load the scene, and next level is the whatever int or integer we've told it to load. Yeah. So if I then drop back into Unity, I go to the level end thing that we created, and I add that level transition. Obviously we're in level 1, which, if you remember correctly, the build index was 0. So the build index for level 2 is 1. So that's what we're setting up. We're making sure that this is set to level 1. Yep. Sorry, level 2, which is build index 1. This gets confusing after a while. I would suggest, if you're doing it, write down your build IDs or your build indexes before you actually get to this point. Anyway, the next bit. So if we go into probably player movement, because we can, we're just going to reuse code we've done before. So I'm going to use this if statement. I'm going to copy and paste it, and this is going to be level end, which I feel like that's how I wrote it. So in here we've got the whole transformed position, blah 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 blah. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go, I could have kept a bit of that, but I'm not going to. Other dot get component, so referencing level transition, and then we go, basically we're looking for load next scene. Yeah, so we go, I believe it's like this. I may have missed, I think I've just missed them there actually. So yeah, we've got that set up in there, so that basically if we hit the level end, then we load next scene. Yep. I really hope this works now. So there we go, that's on there, that's tagged as that, triggers there, and this should, all being well, this should work. So we should approach this, hit that, and there we go. We have loaded into level 2. So that's as simple as it really gets, to be honest. You could have this set up so that, similar to what I was talking about with teleportation, we could have this set up so that this takes you to different rooms like Pokemon, where you kind of walk up to a door, takes you to another level, as a kind of like an alternative to teleportation. If you're setting up some form of like platformer system in the sense that you were going from one level to the next level to the next level, that's how you would do this. But yeah, nice and simple. We just utilize some bits that we've not used before. In the next video, I'm just going to show you how to set up a start menu, how to kind of put a button in, click the button, and then for it to take you to the next level. Kind of simple. But yeah, I'll see you in that video, guys.